Good morning, everybody. I'm Vincent Meza, and this is Listings to Leads. And this is our get started call for our new clients and also for our longtime clients that want a refresher on what's going on. So, as it says here on the website, we have tools to help agents get buyer leads or get more listings. We do this in a number of ways. We really leverage social media. We leverage online ads on platforms like Facebook and Instagram and Google. We also have really high-powered print tools that you can mail into your market to people with equity, and this is great ways of getting listings. And if you don't have any listings, we have unlimited landing pages, and these are all kind of template-driven, so you can have multiple landing pages for your farm markets. And we've also got 80 PDF guides that are available for you, 40 of them for buyers, 40 of them for sellers. I'm going to show you where all these things are. We've also got some new things that I want to talk to you about today. And we'll get into that. Before we get into all those new things and how it all works, I do want to point out some resources to you. If somebody could toss me a question in the question panel, I'll send you a couple links right now. This is leadgenwebinars.com. If you're watching this on a recording, you can always go to leadgenwebinars.com and sign up for live classes. And I do live training every week. So today it's Get Started. I'll be doing Facebook and Google class, and also top tools for more listings. And every class that we do, including this one, is being recorded. And that all goes right here on this YouTube channel. And so I definitely recommend that if you are new to us, or even if you've been with us a long time, learn how to use our system. We have a lot of examples of our clients getting more listings, more buyers, having really awesome success right now in today's market. And the reason they're able to do that is they're learning how to use the system. And there's a lot to it. But honestly, if you focus on, a half dozen to a dozen tools, your business will grow. It'll take you a couple. First, it starts with a few weeks, but go into a few months, you go into a couple of years, you can double and triple your business, which is an awesome thing to be able to do, but you do need to know how to use it. And the calls that I do are top tools for more listings, Facebook and Google ads, and Get Started. Today we're doing Get Started. So I definitely I would like everybody to watch a couple versions of top tools for more listings, because you're probably going to need more listings to go forward. I also want you to look for this concept here, which says work your farm for listings. And when you see that I am talking about a whole farm, I really talk about a larger process of how to market, because a lot of things that agents want to do is one thing. Maybe they sign up and they turn on some automation and it's exciting and they see all kinds of things going out. But if you want to grow your business and get more listings and get more buyers from a farm area, you need to look for a class like this one that says work your farm with print, ads, and email, right? And that really is a much more holistic view of what we have going on here. And hopefully you'll pick that up as we're talking today, but I'm going to just start running in a few minutes, and I may not say that. And I want everybody here to understand that you do have farm markets that you need to develop. And we have a lot of tools to help you do that. And so you'll want to make sure and find that on this group here on our YouTube channel. And then we also have the Mastermind group. And that Mastermind group is a private group on Facebook. And if you're not in it, you won't be able to find it. And the way to get in is you go to support and you ask them to add you to the group. It's where Scott and I talk about what's going on, like what we're going to be pushing on technology. And it's also where clients put up ideas and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Can we add this? And often we get feedback from clients like you, and we look at it and we say, hey, that's going to be awesome. I do want to point this out. Scott put something up here on May 22nd about AI. And I want to mention that I may show you where it's going to fit inside the system. But one of the things we're going to be adding to the platform is our AI voice follow-up. Okay. So what we have here with Listings to Leads is a very robust marketing system. And the more you use the tools, the more leads you're going to get. But one thing that a lot of realtors don't really want to do is follow up with leads. And it's understandable because it can take weeks and months and years. They just don't have that patience to do that. What's awesome about AI is it's software and it has unlimited patience. And we're working on it right now to launch it to work your leads that are in our system. Okay. So that's really going to be an incentive for you to start figuring out how you're going to get leads in your account. Because if you turn on the AI follow up, it's going to it's going to help you convert those leads. Now, it won't completely convert to a meeting, but it'll get you awfully close and you'll see what's going on. And you can jump in if you want to shortcut it. But you can follow what's happening. And that's going to be, I think, a really important, powerful part of our platform. You may not know this. We've been here for 14 years, and I don't think there's another company capturing as many leads in as many ways. Some are free, some cost money. There's different levels of quality of leads. But I was just looking at a bunch of our clients before this call, and we have clients generating thousands of leads, agents, single agents generating thousands of leads. Now, certainly it takes them a couple of years to do that, right? And then certainly we've got a lot of agents just like you who are generating no leads because they're not using any of the tools. But where we are with listings to leads is we have a platform that can help you advertise in print, on social media, on Google, in your CRM. We have eFlyers that will generate leads for you. And now we have a system using AI, voice response and follow up to help you close those leads. So I recommend that you really start to dig your arms into this thing and figure out how you're going to do this. And here's this came in, this is a post here that I saw over the weekend. This guy said, hey, before I go create this myself, do you have a PDF guide for the new NAR rules? And I can just tell you, we don't. I don't know if we will do that, but that's the kind of thing where people can put their ideas. And if we figure it out, we'll say, yeah, that's going to make it happen. We definitely have our own kind of tech schedule of a lot of things that are going on. So we'll look at that in just a minute. Now, I want to remind everybody, I mentioned it before the class started, that we have a couple of flyers that are attached to this. And if you go into the GoToMeeting navigation bar, there's a tab there that says more. And there's also, and when you click that, it says materials. There's a space that's called materials. And that's just a useful thing for you. Get those two flyers. One's called Facebook and Google Ads, and one's called Top Tools for More Listings. Those are actually the names of the classes that I do aside from Get Started. And so definitely download these and print these. And I'm going to go through them really quickly. We really break it down on Facebook. And you want to think of Facebook in terms of getting buyers or getting sellers. And Google, you want to think of getting sellers. Okay. I don't recommend using Google for getting buyers because it's expensive, and Facebook is just awesome. If you need to sell a home, you want to be using our Facebook ad software. And I'll show you an example from our mastermind group in just a minute. But you can run early stage ads like just listed, coming soon, or open house and get buyer leads. You can run later stage ads on your listings like pending, under contract, or sold and get listing leads. We have a lot of PDF guides that are branded to you on every page, some for buyers, some for sellers. Depending on what ads you run, you're going to get those kinds of leads. And then we have landing pages, right? And so I'll show you where they are. They're all template driven. You can just click a button and type in the name of your town and click create page, and there it is. Andrea is asking, hey, is this being recorded? And the answer is yes, it is being recorded. And it will be on this page right here. And Andrea, this is called the Get Started class. You may know that. I just sent this link to everybody, but I did Get Started 2 weeks ago. And if you scroll down to class number 5, if you missed anything here today, you can watch it there. I do want to remind everybody that Top Tools for More Listings is here, and Facebook and Google. And that's what I was saying. These two flyers correspond to that. So Google, I want to point out, it's an additional add-on to the software, and it's $30 a month. And it makes running ads on Google awesome. Okay. It makes it very easy, basically. And Google's the number one website in the country. So when you really start thinking seriously about you need listings in your business, Google's the number one website in the country for a reason. It's an important place for advertising, and we make it incredibly easy for you. So it's not the first thing I would bite off on. I would tell you to really get your arms around what I'm saying here on Facebook, and also get your arms around this page, which is also downloadable on this class right now, which is top tools for more listings. Now, I'm not going to go through all these things, but I am going to point out some kind of high level stuff. The nearby homeowner letter is the number one tool for getting high quality listing leads. Running ads on Facebook is going to get you listing leads. Creating property valuation pages and running ads with those on Facebook, Google are important. Postcards, eFlyers, tools for your homeowners, all great tools. All of these things we generate automatically. The question is, are you using them? Right. And then there's this thing down here, which says advanced. Upload. Do you have to have a Facebook page to run ads? Yes, Rosa, you do. You not only have to have a personal account, but you need to have a business account, like maybe Rosa, the real estate rock star in whatever town you're in, right? If you don't have that kind of thing, we'll pause there. Let me finish this idea and we'll come back to Rosa's question. This advanced thing here says upload a custom audience to Facebook for better targeting. And you don't want to be thinking of this as advanced anymore. You want to be thinking of this as you need to be doing this. What this means is you want to get a list of homeowners in your core farm market and start with your core farm market. And buy that list from Remine or Coal Resource or listsource.com or Redx or wherever you can get it. But you want a list of homeowners with their name, their phone number, their email address, and their physical address. Because as we look at this list here of the top tools, one of them involves mailing. So if you're buying a list of homeowners with equity, like 5 years plus equity, we've got the tools for you to be mailing them. If you have their email, we have a whole year's worth of tools to be emailing, right? And then you can create a custom audience on Facebook, and you know that those people have equity because you paid for that list. So you're going to be taking listings to leads and hitting people with Facebook ads, with eFlyers, and with print. I think this is the best way of really approaching and building out your farm markets. So let's look at the questions here that we had. So I wanted to finish what Rosa's question was there, which was she's saying, hey, do I have to have a Facebook page? And I want to point that out to everybody. When you go to Facebook the first time, you create your business page or your personal page, right? And a lot of realtors have hundreds or thousands of friends who are maybe prospects, right? And so they like to put their business stuff on their personal page. That unfortunately is against the terms of service for Facebook. And they want you to have a business page. And I want to just say this in case you don't know this, and it sounds like Rosa doesn't know a whole lot about this. When you can actually go here into Facebook and I think click your photograph. No, that's not it. It's this little button here with the dots on it. It looks like they call it a hammer, and create a page. And you don't have a business page. This is exactly how you create it. You give it a name. And I do recommend this. And I'm going to tell you this because I've talked to so many agents. Let's just say it's Rosa, wherever Rose is from. Let's just say that Tampa Rockstar Realtor, right? And what you don't want to do is say Rosa at Coldwell Banker or something like that, because I see a lot of agents do that, naming their company with them, that they're currently with. And then a couple of years later, they have to totally change it and give this page up because you can't change the name. And so I really think it's got to be your name, your area. Maybe it's luxury real estate, right? That's something that you can hang with for a while, right? You want to take the category and make it real estate. I think if you type in real estate, you'll see that maybe it's even real estate agent or brokerage. Sometimes you get some off. Now the bio is, I've been doing this for 20 years, whatever. Once you create this page, you can change the background picture. You can put your picture, you can put a logo, you can do whatever you want. But you do need a business page to use a lot of what we're doing. And definitely to be running ads on Facebook, you need a business page. Okay. And I want to talk a little bit about, I've got a message here from Ileana saying the issue with Facebook is that they pop up nagging, forcing users to register. Most people will close that window at point. Can this be Oh, I think what you're talking about is the pop-up on our tools. So I'll show you what that means in just a second. What I do want to make sure everybody understands, Facebook has been around a long time. We've been around a long time. We've been around for 14 years. And Facebook's ad platform did not exist when we started this company. So we have been training agents on how to run ads on Facebook since it began. And as the years progress, we get better, and we've actually grown where we actually have Facebook software embedded in our tools. And we do this to make it easy for our clients like you, because it's awkward and difficult, and you can make mistakes in Facebook. In our system, you can still make mistakes, but if you do some of the basic things that I discuss, it's almost impossible to make a mistake, and you're going to get leads with name, email, and phone number. Now, I'm going to point out this guy here, Brian, and tell you a story just so that we all understand why you need to be thinking about Facebook. Brian here owns an office with LPT down in Conroe, Texas. And I got their office. I think they've been working with us for a year or something. So he's doing this video, and he shared it with us in our mastermind group, but it's actually for his agents to teach his agents, like, hey, this is what you can do. And what he says in this video, and you can look up his name and listen to it. He says, hey, we're excited because we can run ads on sold properties and get listings. And that's what he's showing right here. He says, but this home it worked so well on Facebook that we generated 114 buyer leads. Okay. And I'll show you exactly how he did that. 114 buyer leads, and they converted 4 of those people. Right. So 4 of the 114 bought homes in Texas. To generate 114 buyer leads cost him $350 on Facebook ads. Okay. So I want you to think about that, because when I'm going to show you how to run a Facebook ad, the budget is $35, and you might generate 10 or 11 leads. But online leads are online leads, right? There are a lot of companies that sell online leads, and you buy them from all kinds of great companies. But you want to be thinking of online leads in terms of converting 1 to 3%. This guy here converts at 4%. And I have Remax teams working with us converting 5%. I don't know what all of you do for conversion, but you're going to be between 1 and 3%, if that, right? But you need 100 leads to convert 1. And that's what a 1% is. And so what he also says in this video is that when he flipped it to sold and ran the ad, he ran a $50 ad, same home. And he generated, for a $50 ad, he gets a lead, converts it by texting first. And that person ends up selling a home for $400,000 and buying another for $450. So $850 in volume from one sold ad, right? So I think what Ileana is asking there is, she's saying there's a pop-up on our tool. So let's just log in and go look at what she's saying. There's a pop-up on some of our tools, and you can actually control the timing of that. And you can also control the ability to close them, right? So when we're running an ad on Facebook, this is a different thing. That their name, phone number, and email are pre-populated from the profiles. If they want the answer, they say yes. And if they don't want the answer, they leave. Okay. But when you're using some of our core tools on the listing side, some of them have lead capture forms that pop up. And we'll go look at that real quickly, and I'll show you what we're talking about. And some people don't like that, right? You can actually turn it off, or you can expand it to run for 3 minutes. People come to us, obviously, for marketing. They come to us for social media, but the bulk of our clients are looking for actionable leads. And so that's why our default settings are typically going to be asking for the contact information. When we go into the listing section, your listings are here. And we do all of these tools here, right? And one of the tools is called the single property website. And it looks a lot like the virtual tour. It hangs on the same kind of architecture. And when we look at this, it's going to have all kinds of great stuff. It has some links pointing to your website. If you got a good website, I think here we got a video snapped in there, so you can do that if you got a nice virtual tour. We have the photos. We have a page saying, hey, what is your home worth? Because we know people who are looking at homes for sale actually own a home. So we're trying to find listings for you. We got PDF guides that are branded to you on every page. They can download them for free. Do you own a home? Yes, no. Click continue with Facebook. We're going to grab their name and email. They don't have to give that to you. But if they want to download any of these guides, they're going to have to give you some contact information. Your reviews are showing on here so people can see your reviews. And if you want to put like video testimonials, you got that, and all the rest of your listings here. So our tools are all about capturing leads for you, right? And at some point, based on your settings, this is going to pop up and it's going to say continue with Facebook. And I think that's what Ilya was talking about. And I have a little X here, like I can close this, right? And you don't, because that's a setting. We actually have it what we call forced registration so that they either can click and give you their name and email or they can go away. Right. Now you can change that by going to your profile and there are some settings. Let's go find those and see what's going on. And let's see, what do we need to talk about? We need to talk about some new things, but just to tackle that one, when we go to, actually it's in listings. So it's totally, sorry, we move things and I forget where we put them, but on listing settings, there is, let's see, auto posting section right here. So display the form. The default is 10 seconds. I recommend 20. And then we also have all this nonsense here. I don't recommend making a phone number required here. If you want phone numbers, use our Facebook ad software. If you require somebody to type in their phone number, they will most likely leave. So I don't really recommend that. Okay. So this is settings, and this is some of the tools for listing marketing. Most of our clients, and I'll say this, when you log in, when you sign up the first time, we put you through a wizard, like a setup wizard, and it connects your social media accounts. It turns on our social media auto posting, and it connects your listings, and it connects your Facebook ad account so you can run ads on Facebook. And all that automation can be really impressive. You'll start seeing things happen and you'll get email notifications that we've done this, we've done that. And if you're lucky, you might get a couple of free leads, right? Because you might have a big enough network that starts to happen. But that doesn't happen all the time. And so agents want to, one, be running ads on their listings. That's the first thing. If you've got a listing and you want to run an ad, you go here and you click market listing and you click on Facebook ads, and we're basically writing the ad for you. All you have to do is click the green button that says create ad, right? And there are some things you can do, and that's why you want to watch my Facebook and Google class. But one thing I want to point out is if you want to target people in another area, I don't know, New York City, there's a lot of places where people have listings in the southern states where people like to retire, and they know that people up in the north want to get out of these cold winters, and so they want to show them a home. That's really a simple way to do it. If you want to customize maybe the missing in this box over here, you can type it in, right? Great schools, new custom kitchen, right? Whatever. If you think that's going to get people to click, then hit that. But when people are seeing this ad and they click on it, their name, phone number, and email are pre-populated in the lead form. This is what I think our clients really love, and that is getting either buyer leads or seller leads with name, email, and phone number. And I want to point that out because you heard me mention in the mastermind group that we've got this new AI follow-up. And if there is a phone number in your lead, that's going to be definitely getting worked on in the follow-up. Okay. So before we go into the deeper side of this, I want to just give you a high level that we do have all this listing marketing and there's great tools here. Nearby homeowner letter here is a piece of paper that is our number one tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. And what I mean is you can run ads on Facebook and you can run ads on Google and you can share tools out there and get listing leads. But when you mail this piece of paper to people in your area who have equity, they have to take this piece of paper and walk to their own computer and type in that page and give you their address and give you their contact information to get a instant home value. It's very different than lobbing an ad up on Facebook. You had to mail this to people with equity and they have to walk that piece of paper to their own computer and give you that information. Now, who is going to do that? Only people who are very interested. And our clients know, agents like you, to work those leads because they get a lot of leads that way. Most of our clients who get the most value from that tool, they mail this out either twice a month in their farm market, or every time they hop a property that's just listed, they mail out 100. And then when they flip the property is sold, they mail out another 100. So as long as you're getting a couple pieces of our print tools into your farm market every month, you're in good shape. Now, you'll always see something that says eFlyer for your database. And that means this is an electronic eFlyer that you can send to yourself, or you can copy and blast out on your own CRM. If you're an agent with hundreds or thousands of leads, you want to be doing this on a weekly basis. You click on those links or that picture, you're going to become a buyer lead. If you scroll down, we're always going to say, this affects your home value. And if you click on that picture or that link, you're going to become a listing lead. Okay. So you want to, this is free to use. If you've got a lot of listings, and there's certainly some of you have been doing this for a while, you got thousands of leads, thousands of leads. So you want to be doing this on a weekly basis. If you got a couple hundred leads, maybe once a month, right? You work somewhere in the middle there. We've got a great open house marketing. Everything's mobile optimized, QR codes. Even if you're a blogger, we got tools for you. And we got sign writers that you can print and text a number to this number, or you QR code, and you can get more leads that way. So again, with listing marketing, you can get buyers and you can get sellers. So you want to use as many of the tools as you can. If you don't have listings, we also have 80 PDF guides pre-written for you, and 40 of them are for home buyers and 40 of them are for home sellers. The theme that you want to walk away from here is our tools can be marketed in print, with ads on Facebook or Google, or with eFlyers, right? So here, let's just look at, here's something, divorce and real estate, right? If I want to get that, how can I get it out? You click market, and I can run an ad on Facebook. I can run an ad on Google. I can share it for free on social media. I can copy an eFlyer and blast it out on my leads in my own CRM. And I got print flyers and door hangers, right? All kinds of ways to market all 80 of these things. If you've got a lot of leads, you might want to be copying an eFlyer every week or once a month and getting one of these out, maybe one for buyers and then the next time one for sellers. So it's content. When you're doing an eFlyer, there are call to actions. And that's the big thing. Most of you come from great companies. They got their branding down. They got a lot of tools that sound just like our tools. And the problem is they got the branding down, but they don't have the lead capture built in. They don't have any call to actions aside from calling you with your beautiful headshot there, right? Call this agent. People don't want to be calling realtors all the time. I don't know why, but they definitely want information, and they go about getting it for weeks and months, even years. Then we've got a whole section over here for landing pages. And I want to point this out because when you come here, you want to look at what we're giving you. We're giving you about 5 of these right off the bat, like free home values. This right here. This is built into almost every one of your tools. And you see this cool kind of suburban neighborhood. You're all getting this. Now, I don't know where you're sitting, but if your market does not look like that, you may not want to use that background picture. And so you can come right here where there's a pencil, and that means edit. And you can put a picture of some landmark, maybe a popular restaurant, maybe it's a building, whatever that's going to let people know that you know their neighborhood. Because this page is going to be built in on the back of your single property websites, on the back of the nearby homeowner letter. It's everywhere. So you want it to give people an idea. I don't know what's taken so long, but you can change the photo right here. Should be about 2,000 pixels wide. Okay. You can also create landing pages. Let me close that. On all kinds of topics. Maybe you approach expireds. Maybe you have a strategy to get FSBOs. Maybe you want to do a nearby home sold page, or maybe you want to do something custom, right? There's all kinds of ways. Property Valuation Plus is the instant home value page. All right. But you can create unlimited landing pages. And I have some landing pages here. So I just want to remind you that when you create a landing page and you customize, I have one here for Memphis, the downtown area, and that's cool. You can create it, but you still got to get it in front of people. And so click marketing tools. And from here, you can say, hey, I want to run a Facebook ad. I want to run a Google ad. I want to just share it for free on social media, or here's my database and here are some print tools, right? I'll tell you this, one of our clients over in Texas, actually, in the San Antonio area, he creates these landing pages for his agency and he prints, this is a door hanger and it's got a QR code and it's got a web address. And he prints it at Vistaprint. And he says he prints them by groups of 1,000 because he gets some great deal that way. Right. And he tells his agents, he just gives them a stack of these. And he's just go hang these in your neighborhood. Just walk the neighborhood. Don't even waste time knocking to talk to people. Because if you hang these on a doorknob, people are going to come home and they're going to see that and go, oh, I do want my home value. And that's how it all starts. So it's a great way of getting the home valuation page in front of people, but you're not really targeting, you don't know that they own the home, but it's at least the neighborhood where you know you want it. So it's a good use of your time. And then we have this area here, the social content page. And this one, you almost, if you go through the setup wizard, this happens automatically. And this is a great area because when you come, it's going to tell you connect to your socials. It's going to say, how often do you want us to post for you? And then it's going to say, what topics do you want? And I want to point this out because if you don't have this turned on, you absolutely need to turn this on. And here's why. If you click these two things here, PDF guides, remember how I mentioned there are 80? We'll auto post them to your social media accounts with a landing page behind it. So if somebody wants to download it for free, they can. They just got to give you their contact information. There's all kinds of home design areas. You can choose this. I really recommend using 2 or 3 of these. Maybe you like quotes, like inspirational quotes or success. I like outdoor gardening stuff, so you can turn that on. And there's even some real estate meme stuff and some other fun stuff, right? I don't recommend turning it all on because it becomes a lot of information. But, picking a few of these and by all means using the PDF guides, you need to turn this on. Now, all those things are cool. The listing marketing's good. The PDF guides are good. The landing pages are good. But what gets our people really excited is the ability to run ads and get a lot of leads. And Facebook is for buyer leads. It is a slam dunk. I recommend that all day long. And we have a lot of clients in Florida and a lot of the country faces the same thing. We're all looking at high interest rates. And in some cases, we're looking at really increased prices, right? So to sell that home, you might need to be a little more aggressive. And however you're going to do it, if you got a home for sale, click on your property that's for sale, leave it on lead ads. I think you should always be leaving it on lead ads because that's going to get you name, email, and phone number from the profiles. Nobody's typing it in. They're auto-populated. That's what makes this, our clients really love this. Now, I showed this to you before. If you wanted to target people in Chicago with this ad, you do it just like that. And you click publish. Now, I want to point out that this is by default, it's a $35 ad. Okay. And it's 7 days. And there is a cost per lead on both Facebook and Google, and they set that price. And I don't know where you're all sitting, but the average price is $3 for a buyer lead. Okay. It might be more for you. It might be less for you. Remember when I mentioned that guy, Brian, over in Texas generated 114 leads, it would cost you $350. Now he has an office, so he runs multiple ads and that home was doing well. So he just kept running ads. For an agent to run a $35 ad, that might seem like, okay, that's good, but you're going to get 10 or 11 leads. And remember the conversion is 1 to 3%. So if you've only got 10 leads, if you convert 1, that's 10% and you're way above the curve, right? You may be awesome at converting leads and that might be your normal MO, but that's not the normal MO in this industry or any industry. So that's why you can, if you feel like it, say, hey, I'm going to do a $50 ad so I can get 15 leads. Or if you got a super awesome property, right? The kind that you don't get a lot and it's luxury, it's super awesome. You can change it to $100 and say, hey, I'm going to market a few different areas. But 35 for ads to get buyers is the norm. I do have clients that only run $100 ads, but those are usually big teams, right? They got a lot of mouths to feed. They need a lot more leads. And so they put more money into it. So if you're looking at listings, there are a lot of tools that we're going to email you. Use the tools because they are all designed to capture leads. And we give you the instructions. So just use them. But if you want a lot of buyer leads, There's no faster, better way than Facebook ads. Okay. Now, I want to remind you, if you want listing leads, this tool right here, the Nearby Homeowner Letter, is the number one tool. And I want to give you a couple of examples. We're back in the mastermind group, a couple of examples of how our clients use that. But Pat here, I think she's from Louisiana. She's been a client for more than 10 years. And if you ever talk to me, I always send you this, right? And she's using the Nearby Homeowner Letter. She always mails 100 when they're just listed and 100 when they're just sold. She's been giving us feedback for years. Like, she'll tell us like, hey, I have a listing in a condo and I keep mailing these out every time I get just listed and every time just sold. And I get a new listing in the condo, right? That she does that. And I remember at some point she says, I got 3 listings in one building, right? In one community. Now she does something unusual. She prints these things and she flips them over and uses Microsoft Publisher to print this on the back. So it looks like an envelope. Then she hand writes the things, right? She folds them and that looks like a stamp, but actually that little red thing was done by Microsoft Publisher. But you can tell if you receive this in the mail, handwritten, you probably got to open it, right? Why would Pat go through that? The answer is actually in the notes here in the comments. The first 100 for just listed got her 4 listings. The second 100, when it was just sold, got her another 4 listings. And she's using RedX Geo Leads to get phone numbers, and that's awesome. She's great. She's sharing a lot. You should look up Pat Motley in our mastermind group. She shares a lot of valuable stuff with all of you to show how she's been using this and how she benefits from it. But that's like last fall. I want to show you one more guy over here who does the same thing. He does it slightly differently, but Chris here, he came in the mastermind group a few summers ago and he does these videos and he runs them in his area. The interesting thing is he comes in here and says, hey, I got 5 listings in 3 months. And he moved from out of state because his wife's family, they live in San Antonio. So they moved to San Antonio. He buys a nice house there and he wants to own that neighborhood, right? So he starts making these videos, some Keller Williams outfit, and he buys this list from remind.com. He mails that list every 2 weeks with a Nearby Homeowner Letter or with a just sold letter, right? And he's buying a list of people with equity. So only the right people are receiving this. And what he says, I think is really valuable. He says, yeah, I send it out every 5 weeks, 5 years or more. And once they opt in on the home value, I hit them up every week with phone calls, letters via mail, and letters left at the door. Letters left at the door are actually our PDF guide ads, right? He prints them, our PDF guides for homeowners. He puts his business card, puts in an envelope, and just leaves it there, right? And then he mails something, and he gives them a message, and he calls them, right? Every week. When you're using our tools to get listings, you're not getting like 50 listing leads a month. That's just not happening. You can get 50 buyer leads a week if you want on Facebook, but you're not going to get that volume of seller leads. And so because of that, he works those leads. And if you're using our print tools and you're mailing it to people who you already know have equity, these are really solid leads to be working. And so we always have that tool. It's under market listings and it's called the Nearby Homeowner Letter. So definitely there's something really new that I want to share with you. So I mentioned that we're going to have AI voice follow-up, right? So you capture leads and when you turn that on, that's going to start calling these people automatic, right? And what's great, we tested this. It's insane how this voice software works. You probably, if you spend any time on social media, you're probably already hearing artificial intelligent voices, right? Because they're very popular in social media, and you don't know you're listening to a robot. You just, or you don't know that you're listening to software. So what I want to point you to is this section here that says follow-ups. Now, why don't we help you connect to your CRM so your leads can drop into your CRM? But I've told the team to make our follow-ups, which is basically a drip campaign, like a default, so that our follow-ups for buyers and sellers, you can see I've got mine on here, You want to make sure these are on. These actually incorporate our landing pages and our PDF guides as they're appropriate throughout the campaign. And so you're going to know, hey, this is a higher quality lead. And why I'm saying this is you're going to start seeing what we call a power call dashboard. It's going to tell you your highest quality buyer leads and your highest quality seller leads. And you can email them or you can call them if you want. And you can know, oh, the AI voice follow-up is working with that as well. So that's going to be combined over here in follow-ups and leads, right? Your leads sit here by default and you can work your leads here, but I think it's a little bit clunky and we're working on it right now. This month in August, we're going to have right here. You see where it says AI text follow-ups beta? You can beta test this. I wouldn't beta test this if you don't really have leads or you're not going to be capturing leads. But if you are, I don't even know what's going to happen. I would click that. Okay. And so that's going to be happening. AI text, obviously we're beta testing it this month, but also turning this page into a lead conversion section is really what we're after. We know, we have 10 to 20 people sign up every day. And there are plenty of you that never take any class and never really figure out what's going on here. And that's unfortunate. But we have clients who are generating hundreds of leads a week. And I'm looking at thousands of leads for these people now. And this AI is going to be awesome to help them close that. So that's all going to be right over here in this section. I think we're going to be calling this pipeline, and that's going to be happening. But there's also something else that's really new. It's this dashboard up here. And this dashboard, for some goofy reason, says generate all leads here. This is what I want you to understand, because as I've been talking and showing you, hey, here's how you can get buyer leads and here's how you can get seller leads. You click over here. You might already be confused, right? What this dashboard, which I was thinking was going to be live this morning and it's not, you can come here and click generate seller leads, and all the tools that generate listing leads that are in your account, which could be related to your listings or related to your PDF guides or related to your landing pages, they're all going to be here. So you'll have the ability. What's going to happen here is we're going to reconfigure some of this and get some of this junk out of here. The ads section will be right at the top. So the kind of ads that generate seller leads for you will be right here. Then your listings will be below it. Then your landing pages, then your PDF guide. So if you're thinking, I need more listings, you just click this button that says generate seller leads. If you're thinking, I need more buyers, you click this button, and all the tools that are relevant for getting you buyer leads will be right here. Creating an ad will be right there on top, right? And if you don't have a listing, then you can create an ad on a landing page or on a PDF guide. I do want to say this: if you want buyer leads and you don't have a listing, borrowing a listing is totally fine for us. You want to make sure you're paying attention to your rules. You can go over to the listings page and add it and run ads and still capture leads as if you were the listing. So I really want you to, as you're checking in, you need to come and watch this page. We're going to get this section out of here, because what you're going to see is generate seller leads, generate buyer leads, and this all leads is going to be replaced by power calling. And power calling, as I described to you, is going to help you filter your highest quality leads. Okay. So that's my story. If you have questions, let me know what's going on here. I do also want to point out, while we're waiting for questions, I go far more in depth on Facebook ads here, and I go in a lot of depth on how to get top tools here. And I do think that all of you should watch a couple versions of top tools for listings. And I want to repeat what I said at the beginning. If I say work your farm, that is really code for just a wide, how to hit your farm with print, email, and ads. And right here, a month ago, I cover that fully. And you really want to be thinking of that if you're very serious about growing your business, right? And being competitive in this market that is certainly not easy and shaking out a ton of people, right? If you want to compete in this market, you're going to have to do things a little bit differently. And that farm strategy that I'm describing, with all of the lead capture that we have, is definitely the way to do it. It works for our clients all over the country right now. If you have questions about what's going on, something isn't clear to you or not, and actually I want to point something out, which is going to be awesome. So if you watch my calls, you'll notice that my classes are hour. And Scott does some other classes too. They're on the training. I don't really know what his schedule is, and he's still trying to figure it out himself. But one thing that he's doing, which I am really excited to say, is that when you are in a section, wherever you are, and let's see, maybe there's something here for us today. Let's say that we got a home and it's just listed and we want to, let's see, run it out on Facebook. Now, to me, it's dead easy, right? It's click here. And once you've done that, it's created. But maybe that's scary to you. Maybe there's something that you just don't understand what's going on. We're going to be creating videos here that are very short, like just speaking to this page alone to give you the answers that you need.
If you want to run a Facebook and Instagram ad,
that's a 3-minute video to tackle just what you're looking at right there. Similarly, here's one for postcards and door hangers. So you've listened to me yammer on for about an hour, and you've probably forgotten at least 50% of what I've said. What you now can remember, if you can remember this, is as you get in the platform, when you see this watch video, that's a quick 2 or 3 minute video just speaking to that section so you can do your work and get out. So I'm excited because I think that's going to really help all of you. I'm definitely excited. I have been banging these guys about this dashboard for 2 years, and we're about to launch this to make. The thing is, we have so many tools that capture buyer leads and so many cool tools that capture seller leads, but they're buried in 4 or 5 different sections. Instead, they're all going to be right up front on this page. You want sellers? Click that button. You want buyers? Click this one. And the power calling button will be right here, which is going to help you convert those leads. So keep an eye. These changes are all coming here in August. We're getting ready for kind of the fall season. I'm very excited about it. The support team's down here to help you. Get in the mastermind group. Ask the support team to get you in the mastermind group. Patricia's got a question. Do I need to add my credit card on Facebook? Yeah. So in our account, when you have an account with us, you need to have a credit card on that. That's how you have it. But I am going to just walk us over because there are a lot of people who don't understand Facebook. But if you have a business page, I've done this a couple times. I think if you go over here, all you have to do is click home, right? And it says marketplace. That's not where we're going. We're like, I don't even think it's Meta Business Suite. You can get there. I think it's add something, but let's try it. Not Meta Business Suite. Where you are, you see different things, but what you're looking for is the term. And so when we get here to Meta Business Suite, go down to the search and look for the words payment method. And it brings you here. And this is a weird one because it's not a whole lot here, but you can click on payment methods here and it takes you to where you add your credit card. And yes, you need to have an active credit card. It can't be expired. And I definitely recommend do not use a debit card for your account, your bank account. And because people get hacked and they drain your account on ads. And I want to point out one more thing related to that. So remember, it's payment methods and then payment settings where you add your card, right? One thing that happens, and it's crazy making, is when you start running ads, you start getting weird messages from what looks like Facebook. It's, hey, we're an ad administrator and you're doing something wrong and your account's going to get shut down. And that's very scary, right? And so when that happens, some agents are like, oh, that's going to be, I got to do whatever they're saying. I got to log in. And that is called a phishing scam email. Okay. They are scaring you to do something. And what they want is your login code, right? Don't do that. Don't do that for Google. Don't do that for anything, because I'm sure you've heard of that. That happens at banks, at Chase and Bank of America. There's just these ridiculous phishing things. When you're getting started with Facebook, you're going to start getting those too. Learn to ignore them. Just run your ads. And if you have a question, you can ask us and we'll tell you if something's wrong or not. Let's see here. I see questions. So definitely ask your questions. It's Meta who charges on lead ads, not, yes, that's right. So When you're using us, if you have a standard agent account, you're paying us $60 a month and everything I've shown you comes here. But when you run an ad on Facebook, you're going to charge your ad. So I've got here, I'm going to say market listing, and I'm going to run an ad on Facebook, right? And the first step on setup is you connect your Facebook ad account. So it's not going to say the best listing. That's one of our things. It's going to say you, the Rockstar Realtor, or whatever your business page is called. And when you click create an ad, it's going to publish the ad sponsored by your page, charging your credit card out there. Okay. The person who's me on this is insistent that I'd be paying L to L for the ad costs, but that was not the case. Yeah, I just think it's going through here. It's just charging your credit card on Facebook. Does that make sense? You definitely, I want to also say something because there's so much that people understand about Facebook and so much that they don't. One thing that many agents have heard of is boosting. Boost your ad, boost something, right? Facebook wants your money, so they're going to offer it you to boost. The trouble that I don't like about boosting, it is easy, but depending on what you're trying to get, and specifically listing leads, it doesn't really work. And that's why when we're running an ad here, whether it's for buyers or for sellers, our software is configured to get the right kind of lead you're after. Okay. One thing that's really cool, and I'm glad we're putting it, you see this button here, it says download listing presentation. I think this is the listing presentation. I'm going to download it right now. That's specific to this home. So if you're doing a listing presentation, you can create the home, put it here. And this listing presentation talks about all the marketing tools that we created, doesn't mention listings to leads. It talks about you and the technology you're bringing, but it's showing their home in the listing presentation. So if you're going on listing presentation, get your listing in our system and print download listing presentation. That's going to be really awesome for you in that meeting. But do we set our budget through the listings leads? Yes. When we click on Facebook and Instagram ads, we by default put a $35 budget. And I mentioned that earlier. And I said that you could change it to 50 or you could change it to 100. Buyer leads typically cost $3 each. So whatever your budget is, let's say you made it $33, you could expect, if there's $3 leads, you get 11 leads, right? You can't do less than 35. That's what we're getting because it's a 7-day ad and Facebook wants $5 a day minimum. So if I change it to 35, they're cool because they're like, okay, that's $5 a day, 7 days. You're good. So yes, you set the budget here. It charges out here. One thing I want to point out, I don't see this mistake made too often. Right here, it says lifetime budget or daily budget. If you leave it on lifetime budget, that's the max you can spend, $35. If you change it to daily, you're now telling them spend $35 a day for 7 days. You'll get more leads, you'll get more eyeballs, but that's, going to cost you more. So I don't recommend daily budget unless you really know what's happening. Just our default setting. I will say this about ads in general, and I definitely want to remind you to go check out our YouTube channel and watch my Facebook and Google ads. I talk to realtors every day, and if you're a new agent, like less than a year, and you don't really have much business going on, I definitely recommend a $200 a month budget. That's $150 ad a week. If you spend $200 a month, your business page will be seen between 5 and probably 10 to 12,000 times every month. If you're a new agent, nobody really knows you're an agent except for maybe 5 or 10 of your friends and family, right? So where are you going to get business? You're going to have to get leads and you're going to have to build your brand. And Facebook does both of those things pretty affordably. If you spend $200 a month, you're probably going to get 50 to 100 leads. If you spend, you're also going to be seen like 5 to 10,000 times. And that's very important. You're going to get leads and you're going to build your brand. So but if you're an agent and you're managing 2-3 listings at a time, you already probably know that you're going to have a budget closer to 400 or 500 a month. You can mix that up with ads. You can do landing pages if you want. You can do PDF guides. I will tell you this, if you're running ads with landing pages or PDF guides, those leads cost more. If you're running ads with listings, those leads cost less. So that's just a general concept there. That's a lot. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Are there any questions, we're at the top of the hour. I know people are busy. Keep an eye on the dashboard. Keep an eye on follow-ups and the new AI stuff. I think that's going to be awesome. Nobody in the industry likes to keep calling leads, but you actually need to do that to close the leads. So use software to do it, right? Use our AI to do it and concentrate on learning how to capture leads. And if you need more help with that, spend some time on this YouTube channel. I'm going to sound this to everybody again. Want to thank everybody for joining me here today. I definitely recommend, I think if you watch Facebook and Google, it's so easy. Once you see it once, you're going to get it. But Top Tools for More Listings, I honestly recommend you watch 2 or 3 of those to really understand how you're going to get listings. I'm sure all of you buyer compensation is a little bit wobbly, but listing compensation is pretty straightforward. And you're going to have more competition, I think, than ever before. So thanks everybody for joining me. Enjoy the rest of the summer. I will be doing classes. It's the beginning of August, all month until the last week of August, and I'm on a break. So take care, everybody. If you want to join me, don't forget leadgenwebinars.com. You can sign up for my classes. And if you don't have time to join me here at 11, they're right on the YouTube channel. Okay. So take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of summer. Talk to you soon.